Welcome to Mesa Now. I'm your host, Chris Brady.
And I'm Lily King-Cisneros.
On this episode of Mesa Now, we'll talk with our new police chief, John Meza.
And I'll show you some cool and fun activities to beat the heat this summer.
So stay right there because Mesa Now begins right now. With me now is our police chief, Johnny Meza. Chief, welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Glad to have you on the show today. Well, you've recently been appointed as the chief of police for the city of Mesa, but I know you've had a long career, a lot of different experiences with the city. So before we kind of talk about what's going on today, let's go back a little bit. So tell us a little bit about your background, some of the areas that where you've served in the police department.
Okay. I've been with the police department now for 29 years, so it's been a while. I've seen a lot of change.
Started when he was 11, so that's okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Seen a lot of change in the city and the police department, but you know, I worked patrol for a couple years, and then I was assigned temporary assignment for 7 years in the gang unit. And I say temporary because at that time we didn't know what kind of gangs we had in Mesa, so I was assigned really to gather intelligence and see what we had. So I worked a lot of my years working in gangs, and through that it was like gang prevention, intervention, and enforcement. We kind of did it all. Worked in our special investigations division for a long time. I worked in intelligence for a few years. We did a lot of undercover work with a lot of the different organized crime groups. Worked community relations for a few years, and patrol as a lieutenant, and kind of moved up the ranks. I was a commander out at Superstition for about a year and a half, and then I was a commander out at Central Station for about 2.5 years. And then promoted to assistant chief, and here I am today.
Very, very good. Homegrown.
Yes.
Very good. So as the chief of police, you've been in for just a little while. Talk to us about some of the priorities that you have, some of the things you're interested in accomplishing as the chief of police.
Well, first of all, I wanted to focus on 3 things, and that was our crime-fighting model, which is outstanding, and want to enhance our crime-fighting model. And with that, you know, right now our violent crime for the year is down 15%. Last year it was actually up 17%, so we're doing a good job this year of reducing our violent crime. Wanted to focus on our dealing with the mentally ill individuals out in the street, so we're adding a lot of training. We're looking at our CIT, which is Crisis Intervention Team training for our officers. Right now we have 139 trained in the department, and only 50 of those are out on patrol, and so I want to increase that. I want to have at least 2 CIT trained officers per squad, so that'll give us about 95 to 100 officers, so we're trying to double that. We're also looking at some post-academy training for our officers coming out of the academy, giving them the tools to deal with mentally ill individuals out in the street. So looking at our crime-fighting model, and then really focusing on our community engagement. I created the Community Engagement Employee Assistance Bureau, where I really wanted to elevate community engagement to the executive level. I signed Assistant Chief Mike Solberg as the Community Engagement Employee Assistance Assistant Chief, and really bringing that up to the forefront and telling our department that, hey, community engagement is just as important as patrol, just as important as investigations. And really trying to enhance our community forums, which we have 10 of them. We're reinstituting the Explorers program, and I can give some information if anyone...
Yeah, let's talk about the Explorers program. I know that kind of was on, you know, kind of delayed or put on hold for a little while, but you're now reactivating it. So talk to us a little bit about how that program works.
The Explorers program are kids that are from 14 to 19 years old that can apply and get accepted, and they receive a lot of training in law enforcement. They do a lot of positive things for the community. They do a lot of really good things for the police department. Anything from, you know, volunteering at events that we have to helping us with traffic control at times. So we're reinstituting that program, trying to get that. We just had a application opening. So if anyone's interested, I can give you a phone number.
Sure.
480-644-2283 if anyone's interested in joining the Explorer program. Again, that's 14 to 19 years old. And it's
boys and girls?
Boys and girls, yeah.
Okay.
So it's going to be it's reinventing the program and trying to enhance it. Also, we're going to have the first annual Mesa Police Youth Leadership Academy this summer. And that's for kids through 9th grade and 12th grade that want to, and that's really focus on leadership with our youth and getting them involved and exposed to law enforcement and hopefully developing leaders for the future in our youth. Good. So the community engagement and the crime fighting, and then also looking at one of my focuses is employee wellness. If you have to have a healthy workforce if we're going to go out and be healthy out with our community. So looking at some different things, some more wellness programs for our officers when it deals with stress health, financial health, some training, some seminars for individuals. We also added a position in our peer team to help with officers that get injured or dealing with stressful situation, help them navigate through the system to ensure that they get the help that they need.
Good. So from a community perspective, you talk about community engagement, but from the everyday citizen, what are some things that they can do to help out in keeping the community, their neighborhood safe? What ideas would you have for that?
You know, we have a couple programs. We have the Block Watch program, and I encourage anybody that has a existing Block Watch to get involved with that. And if your neighborhood does not have one, we will help facilitate that and organize that, and really you become the eyes and ears of the community when you're out there. It's difficult to patrol every neighborhood at all times, so we rely on our citizens to, if they see something that's out of place or see something suspicious, to give us a call, and Block Watch is a really good avenue to do that. You know, we ask just for, you know, if you see something or crime is committed, let us know, because we can't solve a crime if we don't know about it, and we can't, you know, focus our resources in an area that the community is not calling us on. Right. So it's important. How
about a business? If a business is out there in Mesa, what are some resources they have to kind of work with the police department?
In our crime prevention unit, and each district has a crime prevention unit, we can come out and do CPTED assessments for a business, where we can look at your business and we can make recommendations.
CPTED means?
Crime prevention through environmental design.
Good.
And we can do an assessment on your business that says, hey, if you have lighting in the back, that could prevent this. Maybe the hedges are too high, and you know, we'll make recommendations. You know, your locks, your
right.
alarm system. We can really do a robust assessment on your business for you.
And as a result of your efforts in working with businesses on implementing those kinds of measures, you see success, right? Those businesses, you've been able to track the difference in the crime rates in those businesses that are adopting that. Yeah?
Absolutely. And specifically with our convenience stores,
right.
We've seen a decrease in the calls for service at the convenience stores because they've instituted CPTED principles, but we've also seen an increase in the arrests that we're making. So that's a good combination when the calls are coming down, but we're making more arrests. And that has a lot to do with improvement in video surveillance at the stores. And most of your businesses today have some kind of video surveillance system. The key is to have a good one so we can actually identify somebody through the video, and
right.
we've been able to make
right.
a lot of arrests that way.
Sure, sure. Well, great. So a lot of things going on. Appreciate the good work, the community engagement. I think that's important. You know, we see around the country there's a lot of you know, debate and discussion about the role of the police officers in the community, and I think your intent is to make sure that the police department continues to be very much involved in the community and feels as a partner, right. and working to make the community a better place. Mesa's, while it's a very large city, as you mentioned early on, it's a very safe city compared to most. And I think that still holds true. Is that correct?
Yeah, absolutely. Our crime numbers are continuing to decrease, which is a good thing. And that's in a combination of partnership with the community, the institution of CompStat and intelligence-led policing. We now utilize crime data to focus our missions and focus our resources. So it's a really good combination on our crime fighting, but it's essential to create that partnership with the community. And really what I'm emphasizing since I've become the chief is a sincerity. We have always had a good relationship with our community, but I want real partnerships where we're not just talking to our community during the bad times. We're dealing and we're embracing partnerships during the good times, and including the community in our policy development, our strategies, it's important to listen
Good.
to what they have
And
to
you've
say.
been very transparent. I think that's the key, too, with
Absolutely.
letting them look in. Well, Chief, thank you for being on the show with us. Appreciate your dedication and loyalty to the city, so thank you very much for what you're doing.
Thank you so much.
Up next, Lily takes us on a venture to see all the cool and fun things you can do this summer.
The summer is here, and if you need some inspiration on what to do, here are some fun and cool choices, all located right here in Mesa.
Mesa just opened its newest pool, the Mesa Aquatic Complex, located at 1630 East Southern Avenue. It features a lap pool, a dive pool, and the coolest new feature, a lazy river.
The lazy river, definitely. Lazy is always going to win me over, and so that's where I'll be at.
Oh, bringing my kids every day.
And it's right on Southern, where everybody can see it when they drive through Mesa. I think the summer programs are great. We're going to do water polo and swim team and diving, and it's awesome. We're so excited.
Mesa Aquatic Complex is open Monday through Saturday from 1 to 7 p.m. And don't forget to check out all the other Mesa pools, also open all summer long.
And speaking of pools, did you know that the Mesa Sheraton has one of the most elaborate pools that you've ever seen? And to talk to us about it is Karen Hunt, Director of Marketing and Sales. Welcome, Karen.
Thank you.
Congratulations on the opening of this gorgeous, gorgeous hotel. I bet you guys are very excited about it.
Very excited. There's so much to offer the community and the Phoenix area. We would just love to show it off.
So Karen, can you give us an overview of the Sheraton and what specific amenities you guys have here that people can't really find anywhere else?
Well, our location is number one. We are situated right off the 101 and the 202, just really close to Tempe and Scottsdale, but still in the heart of the East Valley. We have 3 restaurants, fine dining, Stats, that's open breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and our Curve, which is located outside. We also have 3 pools, 2 heated and 1 what we call a cool dip, and a great jacuzzi that has 18 jets. We have a salon that has treatment rooms, massage, pedicure, and manicure, and we have amazing meeting space.
The salon. Wow, we're gonna have to go and check that out a little bit later. But Karen, tell us a little bit about your suites and your standard rooms. Pretty good packages, I'm assuming you're selling now and then throughout the year, and especially spring training coming up next year.
You've got it. We have 180 rooms, 121 of them are standard rooms, and the rest of them are suites, junior suites. And they all have amazing views. They either look into the pool area or out over the park. They're situated in the 4 stories, and we're just great location, great sizes.
You can't beat it probably, right? So summertime, you know, if you want to come out and cool off, this is a great place for a staycation. Check out the restaurants. How many restaurants were there?
We have 3 restaurants.
3 restaurants, guys. 3 restaurants that you can choose from. What are the different cuisines?
Yes. Well, our Stats is the more sports grill. It's the open again breakfast, lunch, and dinner, but you're looking at a great menu, a big variety. We have Legends, which is our fine dining restaurant, and that's only open in the evenings, so that's from 4 till 11. Great steaks, great chef. And then we have the Curve, which is going to be more of our 10 a.m. till dusk, of course taking care of all the guests outside here, and again, great cuisine. We have over 20 beers on tap, and in the Stats we have over 22 TVs, so we can watch any sports that we need to, yes.
And as far as eye candy goes, there's a lot to look at over here. The lobby is plush. Anywhere you go around sitting, even out here in the patio area, it's so welcoming and inviting. Was that sort of the idea that you wanted to create?
It really is. We wanted to create a resort feeling. We wanted everyone to feel very welcome. Sheraton's very into keeping people out of the rooms and getting them down into the lobby and places to sit and relax and to interact. So I think we've conquered that here.
And then can you talk a little bit about your meeting spaces? Because I know in addition to the great rooms and the awesome amenities, you're also going to be doing conference spaces too.
That's probably one of my favorite parts of it. We have a large ballroom, the Canyon Room, which is 12,480 square feet. It can be divided into 8 different breakout rooms, which is amazing. We also have 5 detached meeting rooms. And its main entrance is set alone, so for locals, it's great to get into, close to parking. But again, with high ceilings, 20-foot ceilings, it's absolutely gorgeous.
So a lot of not only conferences that you can do, but possibly weddings, receptions. I mean, you can pretty much have your wedding out here, go in there and party,
Yes.
go to the Curve. It's all together, right?
We actually have 2 outside venues also. We have On Deck, which is up here on our 2nd floor. It's about 5,000 square feet. It's a great area for receptions, even breakfast. And then we have a courtyard behind us that has a little bit more green outside with the palm trees. Great area, like you said, for weddings or just for the receptions or get-togethers for the groups.
So how to book, who to call, when to do it.
Call me, please. Our sales team is very strong, but you can reach out to me. I'm just at karen.hunt@sheridanmesa.com or call the front desk. Getting them all trained to make sure they're taking care of the guest also.
So there you have it from Karen's and the welcoming staff here at the Sheridan. You want to come out here and check it out, located right here in Wrigleyville West, right next to the Cub Stadium. With all that pampering, why not take a show? The Mesa Arts Center has a full lineup this summer, and to talk to me about it is Casey Blake, PR Director with the Arts Center. Welcome, Casey.
Thank you.
So what do you guys have in store here at the summertime?
Well, a lot of people might think that the Arts Center is dark or quiet for the summer, but actually it's the total opposite. We have so much for people to do. You can come in and check out a show. In June, we have a blues guitarist, the Robert Cray Band, coming. We have Sesame Street Live, Let's Dance. In August, we have Grammy Award winner Esperanza Spalding coming in. She actually won Best New Artist over Justin Bieber in 2011. And we have the American Idol Tour, and you know next season is American Idol's last season, so this might be one of the last times you can see that tour live. We also have 5 exhibitions open in the Mesa Contemporary Arts Museum. It's free all the time, and it's open Tuesday through Saturday. And we have those 5 exhibitions that are in right now. One of them is called Artillery, so it's inspired by weaponry, everything from handguns to a grenade to brass knuckles, and it sort of looks at not only the beauty of a weapon, its use, but also its users. So it's something to do. You can come and hang out in the cool museum and check out not only Artillery, but the 4 other exhibitions that are open this summer.
And that's free, right?
Yes, the museum, Contemporary Arts Museum, is always free. So it's a great thing to do. You can bring, your whole family and check out the art and kind of talk about those issues that are showcased in the work.
And then you still offer summer programs, not only for the kids, but also for adults, not only all year long, but specifically in the summertime too.
Yes, so our lineup of classes is crazy. We have almost 1,000 classes that we offer over the course of the year. So in the summer, that just rolls right on ahead, and we have everything from glass blowing to sword making to ceramics to jewelry. So if you've been itching to try something, this summer is the perfect time to do it. You can come in and exercise your creativity. And then while you're here, you can bring the kids. We have summer arts camps that are week-long classes in drama, dance, puppetry, visual arts. So it's a way to get the kids, out of the house, out from behind those devices and actually doing something hands-on for the summer.
That's awesome. And I did notice some signage outside of the Arts Center celebrating 10 years. Have we been here 10 years already?
Yes, it's crazy. So Mesa Arts Center is about to go into its 10th year at 1 East Main. We are really, really excited to celebrate it all year long. We're going to kick it off in September, on September 11th, with the Latin Street Fair, inspired by a collection of art that will be showcased at the Mesa Contemporary Arts Museum from Cheech Marin. A lot of people don't know that he's a really established Chicano art collector, and so he'll be here, he'll be talking about his collection, and we'll be beginning that celebration here with that free community festival on September 11th.
That's exciting. So much great stuff to see and do right here in the summertime. I have to ask, you have such an expansive campus out here, Casey. What is maybe your one favorite thing that you absolutely love about the Arts Center?
The thing that I love, well, everything about the Arts Center, but I really love the architecture of the campus. So it really never gets old for me stepping onto the campus. We have public art everywhere. We have a beautiful fountain from one end of campus to the other. So even just a stroll across campus is a perfect way to kind of get away for a minute. So I love it.
Yeah, it is beautiful. I don't know if you ever dip your toes into the fountain or the running waters, but I don't know if that's advised or not, but it is fun to cool off for the summertime. Thank you, Casey.
Thank you.
So whether you're cooling off at the pool or coming out here to the Mesa Arts Center for one of the shows, be sure to check out all that Mesa has to offer all summer long.
Welcome back. With me now is Kathy Grasso. Grasso?
Grasso.
Grasso, thank you for that. Manager of the Helen's Hope Chest. Welcome, Kathy.
Thank you so much.
I'm excited to have you on this show. This is great. This is a great topic to be talking about. Now, there may be some that are watching the show that aren't familiar with Helen's Hope Chest. So kind of give us a little bit of a background about Helen's Hope Chest.
Okay. Helen's Hope Chest is an organization that was formed to help foster children and kinship families get clothing, school supplies, books, Christmas gifts, and birthday gifts for the kiddos. A lot of these families, when the kids are brought to them as a foster child, they come with only the clothes that are on their back.
Right.
And they call us up and say, help.
Yeah, and what it's always been surprising to me, as a foster parent, there's not a lot of additional resources that come with that to help you meet the needs of these children. That's correct?
That is absolutely correct. Yeah. And that's really what brought Helen's into play, was realizing that need to help those foster parents. It's a wonderful thing that they're doing,
yes,
by taking kids in,
right,
and to be able to give them a resource that makes it a little bit easier for them is
right,
what we're there for.
Right. Well, and that I think is very important to help the parents out. But I think, and I've heard the stories, I haven't seen the faces, but I can imagine seeing the faces of some of these children, these kids that come in and have that opportunity to kind of pick and choose the things that they want and need. That must be quite a special experience to see that happen.
It is, and that's how we set ourselves up like a boutique, so that when those kids come in, they're given a basket and they're told they can go shop. And
yeah.
I've had a teenager tell me that she'd never shopped before.
Oh, wow.
And I grabbed one of my younger volunteers and said, please go help, and they just had a ball.
No.
And she was an expert shopper by the end.
So let's back up just a little bit, because I want to get to some of that. I mean, Helen's Hope Chest has kind of gone through the evolution as far as not only growing the program and meeting the needs of many foster parents and foster children, but even from the facilities and what you have to offer has grown exponentially in just a short period of time. Maybe we won't do the whole history, but talk about, just recently you moved into a new facility. Tell us a little bit where it's located, and tell us a little bit what you have to offer there.
Okay, we're located at 126 East University Drive. We are between Mesa Drive and Center on University. Our new facility is about 8,500 square feet, which is phenomenal, because we were like in little tiny places.
Yeah, it's hard to imagine how, from where you came from, yeah.
And it's really amazing, because we've been able to expand our program to be able to serve more than one family at a time. Oh. In the past, because of our size and everything, we were forced to only bring in one family.
About that, yeah.
Now we can serve 2 families at once and really increase the people that we're able to help, which is really terrific.
Okay, so here's the best part, though. As you walk in that new facility, it's first class.
It really is.
I mean, you say boutique shopping, it really is. You feel like you're walking into a very nice, any other retail experience, except this is free and it's providing a service.
Exactly.
So tell us a little bit, because I think, whoever you have that's kind of helped you not only design the facility, but also the way you all set up the clothing racks and the different rooms are themed. Talk a little bit about, I know you have a girls and a boys side, but even in some of the rooms are themed and some of the things that are going on there.
They are, and a lot of this was done by our volunteers, because we have such great volunteers that have a passion for what we're doing. Our plan was, when we started with this new building, and all of us were kind of involved even with the design of the building and then how it was going to be set up. And it's set up in a way to feel like they're coming home. So the reception area isn't called a reception area, it's called our family room. Okay. So that these families feel comfortable. These kids are in tough situations, and we have them sometimes walk in and they don't even want to communicate. But by the time they're done, they're enjoying themselves, having fun. We have a birthday room set up to where they can go back to and pick out a present for their birthdays. And of course, we give the families that choice, whether the kids come with them and make that choice or whether they pick out for them. But typically those kids want to go back there and make that choice.
Yeah.
And it's a fun place to come. It's very, very comfortable. I have on average 45 volunteers that work for me, and it's really necessary. We process a ton of stuff.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
Have you been there?
Yes. Oh, yeah. I've been in your original location.
The original one right across
well, I
the
say
street.
original, the one across the street, because that was a building that was owned by the city.
That's correct.
And so back when Claudia Walters was looking for space, we were able to help accommodate that. And frankly, even before we had to move you out temporarily to build out the development there, outgrown that location already. Oh, you were bursting at the seams.
Bursting at the seams. And the last facility we were in, Mesa Public Schools, allowed us to use one of their buildings. And again, by the time we were in it, we were bursting at our seams.
Sure.
And we had to, we have storage, and we had a mobile mini just to be able to keep the product that was being donated so we could process it. And
so let's talk a little bit about that. If I'm a resident, someone who wants to help contribute, what are the ways, what are the items that you're most in need of that could help out Helen's Hope Chest?
That's an easy one for me. Elementary age children's clothing, especially boys, because boys wear their clothes out.
Right.
So a lot of the things that get donated to us aren't the quality that we want these kids to have.
Okay.
What we're looking for is new or like new. And so when we get a donation and we look at everything before we even put it out on our shelves, and everything gets processed, it gets looked at to make sure it's up to our standard, everything gets washed, and then it gets put out on the shelves. And then if we don't use it, we partner with several agencies that we'll pass it on to. So nothing goes to waste.
Right, good, good. And then if you're a foster parent and you're hearing about this program for the first time, how do they, what's the way for them to come and participate and enjoy this opportunity?
What they do is they call up and make an appointment, and typically they get that information from either CPS or their case manager.
Okay.
And like with the kinship families, there's a lot of agencies that help those kinship families, and they issue them an ID number that works for us. Once they have that, they call up and make an appointment, and then they come in and we help them through the process on the first time. First visit, the children get a quilt, a stuffed animal, and also a cloth bag that's made by by volunteers or donors. And those are things they get to keep for always. We recommend they bring that cloth bag back, and we'll refill it each time they come and visit us. So,
oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
What have you seen, or as we go through the summer and get ready for the school year, are there some specific needs that might help you the most, that donations that could help you? And I'm assuming there's probably an urgency as the new school year is kind of typical. Everybody's looking for school clothes. Is there anything in addition to that, backpacks or anything else like that that would be helpful? We
do a major backpack event every year, and our event this year is the 13th of July through the 18th of July. We do it a one-week event, and we load up backpacks so that everything the kids need to start school is there. They only get new backpacks. We don't give them used backpacks.
All right.
And we have a list of all the supplies that we need. And you know, last year in that 1 week we did 1,407 loaded backpacks.
Wow.
And I don't, if you remember how small we were, can you imagine even trying to make that happen?
Wow, you may put that where you put that.
Yeah.
So Kathy, if I'm a resident and I would really like to help out in some way, whether it's donations or volunteering, what's the best way to get contact with Helen's Hope Chest?
Call us at our phone number, 480-969-5411, and ask for myself, Kathy Grosso, or any of my managers. I have 2 assistant managers on the weekdays, and I have one on Saturdays. So just feel free to give us a call, and we can tell you what our needs are. And we're open Monday through Thursday, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., and on Saturday, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., and they can come anytime and drop off donations to us.
And I really think your facility is so impressive. It'd be kind of cool if people want to just come and tour the building.
Absolutely.
If they could do that. I mean,
absolutely.
Just to see, I mean, I think once you walk in there, you see the vision quickly, and it's very inspiring once you're just seeing the facility and how you've laid it out. I think people quickly get the idea of what you're working
and how
on.
that helps. And that was one of the things when I became manager that I started telling all my volunteers, when somebody makes a donation, offer them a tour. And even in our older facilities, once they see what we're doing and understand the passion that we have to help these children, it's amazing. Because a lot of times people just make a donation and then they leave and you never see them again. You can see their wheels spinning when you're taking them on a tour, and they're going, "Oh, I could do this," or you know, "Oh, I have tons of stuffed animals," you know, that kind of thing. You know, that all of a sudden they realize the kinds of things that we need and that will help us be successful at what we do.
Well, Kathy, it's an incredible service. Thank you for what you do and all the others that are participating and helping make Helen's Hope Chest a success. It's a great gem to have here in Mesa, so we appreciate your hard work, and it's a great facility. It's a great success story.
Thank you so much.
All right, thanks for being on the show. And if you're interested, again, Helen's Hope Chest. If you're looking for some time and ways to donate, we encourage you to go participate and work with Kathy. Welcome back. With me now from District 4, Councilmember Chris Glover. Chris, welcome to the show.
Why, thank you, Mr. Brady. I'm excited to be here.
We're going to try to use different names other than Chris, since that we get confused who we're talking to. All right, Councilmember, tell us a little bit. You're in your second term representing District 4. Talk to us a little bit about in your area. Your district actually includes some pretty exciting areas, including downtown. Talk to us a little bit about some of the things that you're excited about that are taking place in your district right now.
Well, I'm really excited that we first had light rail open. Well, we had testing of trains yesterday in downtown Mesa, so we're excited for that. We have a lot of excitement over the new pool at Mesa High that just opened up this past weekend.
That was pretty cool. Now tell us a little bit about that.
We're really excited. Between Councilmember Finter and myself, we decided to move Taylor's Pool to Mesa High. So it's right there on Southern Avenue. It has a lazy river along with the aquatic center for swimming team, and it was a great partnership between Mesa Public Schools and City of Mesa and our Parks and Rec department. So I couldn't be more proud. Good.
You mentioned light rail. So downtown, for the first time, a train was, I guess, walked down downtown, getting ready for light rail to actually come to downtown. I think we're scheduled to see that happen sometime at the end of August time frame. So what did you see? There's already been a transformation of downtown with light rail coming in. What do you see happening with light rail? What are your hope streams as you see light rail as it starts running regularly downtown? What do you think you expect to see happen in the downtown area?
We have a great foundation in downtown and so much potential because of light rail. I think we'll have a lot more development come to downtown, especially in restaurants, maybe more housing options with market rate housing. And we can build upon the Arts Center. I think that Benedictine University and Wilkes University have the ability to expand as well. And we just have a lot of space that we can grow, and it'll be a thriving downtown, even more so than it is now.
Good, good. And I think the opportunity to bring different groups of people in the downtown that may not otherwise come, because now they'll have access to light rail and bringing that forward. I think that's great. I know that at the opening of the Mesa High pool that was open up there, there was an event at the beginning to help do some fundraising. One of the fundraising was for Mendoza Field. Talk to us a bit about what's going on there. This is maybe an opportunity to share with everyone, to let them be aware of the fundraising efforts that are going on at the park.
Sure. At Guerrero Park over off of McDonald and 8th Avenue, we have what we call now, it's Mendoza Field. Sergeant Brandon Mendoza was unfortunately killed last year in a automobile accident, but he had put a lot of his heart and soul and energy into building better relationships in that community and really embodied what it meant to be a public servant. And so we wanted to honor him by renaming the field after him, where we have set up a GoFundMe account where we're fundraising to help do the park improvements. And we want to put basically improvements on the field, whether it's for dugouts for the kids or bleachers or whatever we can to help improve the area. We put a nice plaque down there. Thank you to Sierra Signs for doing that. And we are excited for having that transformed even more. Like, he helped transform the park to begin with a nice overhaul of just cleaning up the park and then doing park cleanups. But now we can honor his memory and his name with continuing that role. Good,
some very nice permanent additions to the field out there. I think that's a great project. I think there's been a lot of interest. So we encourage viewers, if they're interested, I think they can go onto the City of Mesa's webpage, and I think there's some information there about how they can participate. I think we're calling it the Extreme Makeover of the field, and so we encourage them to do that. Good. Councilor, what else is going on in your district that you would like to, anything that particular interests that you'd like to highlight? You talked a little bit about the universities. Anything you want to you know, I know Benedictine's growing and expanding. Anything there you want to share with us?
We're really excited. They just had their first graduating class, and I had the privilege of being there. It was very exciting to see something from where we just dreamt about it and then bringing it to full tuition.
So actually a graduating class.
To fruition,
cool.
yeah, and like seeing it from the beginning to what it was meant for.
Yeah.
And coming on to council when we were still in the conceptual phase, and then seeing those graduates walk across the stage and get their diploma is pretty rewarding, very intrinsically rewarding.
Very cool, very
Yeah.
good. Anything else that you can think of that you want to visit about? I mean, I know you're involved in a lot of the, it's not just your district, but you work with a lot of the agencies that provide services throughout the community. Any areas specifically that you're interested in that you'd like to talk about or share about maybe some initiatives that are taking place with some of the agencies that you have an affiliation with?
Yeah. One thing that I'd be more than happy to share is that Councilmember Kevin Thompson, who represents District 6, and myself are leading up the task force to end veterans homelessness. We're calling it Housing Mesa's Heroes. We're working with our community partners along with the VA and our public safety committee, our public safety departments, to help identify chronically homeless vets, find them housing, and then provide them the wraparound services that we need, that they need, so that we can help them feel welcome back home and more integrated back into our society. We want to thank them for their service and make sure that they fought for our homes, and so now it's time for us to fight for theirs.
That's wonderful, and that's a great program, and I think there's a lot of interest in supporting that, and appreciate you and the Councilmember Thompson from, you know, pulling that together, pulling the resources, not only from the city, but from the broader community, because there's a lot of different needs from these individuals. And so I think that's a great tribute to them. So thank you for doing that. Great. Well, thanks for being on the show today. I know you got a lot going on in your district. It's kind of one of those districts I think a lot of people claim some kind of affiliation with because of all the things that are happening, but we have to have the leader, and so the council member represents the district where we see a lot of activity, not only downtown, but certainly in your neighborhoods, as you mentioned, with Mendoza Field and other places. So thank you for all you do, and appreciate your service with the city.
Well, thank you for having me today, Chris.
Thank you.
You know what, Chris, when I was doing that summer package, it reminded me of this great, awesome party that Mesa is hosting every year, right around the 4th. And I believe this year is actually going to be on July 4th.
Wow, that's a pretty good idea. We can celebrate the July 4th on the 4th of July. And I think it's a Saturday even.
I think it is a Saturday, yeah.
So yes, this is one of the biggest parties that's held in Mesa each year. And this year, again, as it was last year, will be downtown Mesa. Around the amphitheater convention center area. And so it's a great event. We invite everyone to come out.
It's free.
It's free.
Free parking. I know a lot of some of the other valleys that host their 4th of July celebration. Of course, ours is called Arizona Celebration of Freedom.
Right.
But they usually charge either admission fee to either park or even just to get in and ride the rides. But I know what we do is entirely free.
It is, and it's in the parking lot of the convention center, a lot of activities, a lot of great food in different fun booths. But I also like the fact that because we have the convention center right there, there's other activities that are happening indoors. So if it's a little warm to be out on the asphalt
Only
of the parking garage,
120 degrees.
120.
It's okay.
You can go inside and enjoy some of the activities that are in the air-conditioned space. So it allows you to kind of go back and forth. But really, I will tell you, the fireworks show is spectacular. It's one of the best in the valley, and it's easy to get to. A great location in downtown Mesa.
And it's nice that the event also, even though it's fun, you have great rides and food and music, there's also a historical element that comes into play, right? There's this reenactment going on.
Reenactments that are going on, some of the battles back in the Revolutionary War. There's also honoring some of the memorials to vets and others who have passed away in the different conflicts, local vets that have passed away. Yeah, it's got a lot of things. It's very family friendly. I think people will enjoy that. There's, it's a very comfortable and safe setting for people to bring their families to. So I think we encourage everyone to come out. We get a great turnout. And again, fireworks usually start sometime after 9 o'clock, I believe. and it's a great show.
Yeah, it's a great thing just to make sure they pencil it in. Come to Mesa's Arizona Celebration of Freedom.
What was that website where they can go?
It's ArizonaCelebrationOfFreedom.org.
Right. AZ Celebration or Arizona?
I believe it's AZ.
AZ CelebrationOfFreedom.org. Okay, very good.
Perfect.
We'd like to thank all our guests for coming on today's show.
And if you have any questions or need some more information, just visit us online at mesanow.org.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.